Hey everybody, how are you doing? Happy Friday afternoon or evening. Sorry I didn't get around to doing my actual recap of the town hall until now. I tried to do it yesterday. I hit the wrong button on the recording software, but hey, I'm going to do it now. I'm still giving you a chance to win 2,000 DEC, and I'll show you who I gave 2,000 DEC to yesterday when I thought I was making the video. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into the town hall post and do this. I'm going to try to do this one relatively quickly. You may already know a lot of this stuff, but I do want to give you a little bit of flavor. So the Riftwatchers, what's the big news about that? Well, we learned a little bit more. We already knew that Thursday, September 15th was going to be the pre-sale, but we didn't really know how many vouchers we were going to have to use. Well, now we know it's just one voucher per pack, but actually it's one voucher per pack for all 3 million packs. So that's 3 million vouchers that are going to need to get burned to get all of these packs. That helped pump vouchers up a little bit. So did an announcement that had to do with the tower defense game, but we'll get to that in a moment. So you can see the price per pack is $5 in SPS and a voucher. Vouchers are currently trading at around $1, I believe. We'll double check that at the end. So it's around $6 for a pack. They did also remind you that this money doesn't go to the team. It goes to the DAO. So you want to make sure that you know the more of these packs that get bought, the more tokens that the DAO has to do some interesting things. They did announce a new ability that I totally guessed right when they asked you, when it was asked, what did people think Fury would be? To me, Fury absolutely was going to do double damage to taunt monsters. And why did I think that? Because when I see those taunt monsters on the other side of the board, there's a fury that builds up inside of me. And obviously, it builds up in some of the team members too. Also, taunt is very, very meta right now. You have both the blue team has the 2 taunt plays that they can play with the Kraken in Wild and the Brood in Modern. The Shield Bearer team can be completely dominant right now. Now Yasik is going to be a little bit of a counter to these taunting teams, but now you're going to have the Fury monsters be the really counter to the taunting teams. That makes me a lot better because there's just certain mana sets where you just go, I'm going to play the taunt team because it makes the most sense, and it does, and everybody does, and it just becomes a really repetitive thing. But you don't play something else because you can't beat it with something else. But you will be when you have some guys with Fury doing double damage to those monsters with taunt and helping you take them down. So the other thing to note is we are getting epic summoners that are 4 costs with an ability. This is something that never happened before. And the reason why that's bigger news than anybody is probably thinking is because there is a little trick with epic summoners. They are able to summon rares that are 1 level higher in bronze and 1 level higher in gold. That's right. If you use an epic summoner in bronze, you can now summon level 3 rares. It's because the level caps on the leagues, if we come over here and look at them really quickly, leagues, and we look at bronze, it's a summoner level limits, not card level limits. And epic summoners at level 2 can summon level 3 rare cards, whereas level 2 summoners can only can only summon level 2s, and the same thing with legendaries. And then when you get up into gold, level 5 epics can summon level 7 rares. Let me show you why this can make a really big difference. I'll just do one example because I said I'm trying to do this kind of fast. But if we go to a Water Chaos Legion card and you look at the Demon Shark and you go to his levels, if you're playing in bronze and yours is only level 2, you have 2 attack. But if you're playing against somebody that is now using the new summoner, he's going to have 3 attack if they have leveled him up to level 3, and he's going to have backfire with 4 speed and possibly some other speed boosts from the team, because there are some cards that on the water team that can boost his speed. So that makes him a lot better in bronze. Now you go up to gold. Now a typical gold player is going to play him at level 6 with Kelia. They're going to have Trample, they're going to have Enraged, and it's going to be a very strong card. But if I'm playing the new summoner, I can have mine at level 7. Wow, I have the same attack and life and speed as you, but I picked up Retaliate. So now when they fight one-on-one, I have a chance to do a Retaliate against your Demon Shark, and you don't have a chance to do a Retaliate against mine. These are how epics change the game. They become very, very meta. The only meta-ish changing epic summoner in the game in the past didn't exist in Modern, because it was the Dragon card. So if we go to Summoners, Epic, and Oh, sorry. Took the summoners, epic, take water off. It's only ever been in dragon, at least as far as the ones that are really playable. There also was, if we go to all cards, and there's these 2-cost beta summoners, but they don't have an ability. So people don't typically like to use these because sometimes the summoner's ability would counter out that extra level, because you might have a summoner that adds an attack. My summoner might let mine get to a higher level to get him in an attack, but then we're at equal footing. Well, this is not necessarily the case anymore, because look who's coming to town. We'll scroll down here. We'll come back to the promo card in a minute, but here's your new 4-cost epic summoners that actually have an ability. Now you would notice that none of them actually have a stat boost, probably because they realize that leveling bonus that they allow cards to do in those 2 leagues, if they gave an extra attack on top of that, making it so my Demon Shark did 2 more attack than your Demon Shark, well, that would be a little bit ridiculous, right? So let's go ahead and talk about them in each of their abilities. Now, everyone's calling foul when they look at this Death Summoner. That's because we all think Cripple is weak. That's because today Cripple can be cleansed. Cleanse is very prevalent in the game, and apparently something I never knew, Cripple is not supposed to be cleansed. They should fix that, and then we'll actually get to see what a team of Cripple monsters does when they do battle. I can't really judge Dylan, but I think you might have a chance to get him on the cheap, because a lot of people think Cripple is stupid. So if you're, want to get a level 2 Dylan that would allow you to play your death card, your Curse Wendeco at level 3 instead of at level 2 when you're fighting in bronze, well, this might not cost you that much. Who knows? Now let's look at the other summoners. I'm not really good with the names, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the life summoner here. I think it's Lilithan. I'm sorry. I know I can read Aquatis and Scargor and Fernheart. I have no idea on this one. Sispa, I guess, because spa's at the end. But Lilithan, I think, is a return fire +1 speed for the life team. I actually think this one's probably the bottom of the barrel of the group, except for the fact that it'll be a current counter to Fernheart. But it might get more play than some of the other summoners, because not a lot of people really like General Sloan. General Sloan is only good to use with archers, so if you're going to be doing kind of the sneak team that White likes to do, this is a good summoner for that. This is why maybe I'm a little bit off on this, and in general, even if I'm saying that these summoners are like my least favorite out of the gate, they're still very powerful because of what I already talked about with epic summoners. After that, we kind of go into Fernheart, I think. While he does give some great usability to Iza and the Seedsmith and some of the other archer cards, at the same time, it's very, very similar to... it doesn't give them an extra attack. Headwinds can still hurt this team a lot. Return fire down here can hurt it a lot. We'll just have to see. Fernheart, I have a feeling, will be really dominant sometimes, and then sometimes you'll run into a setup that's just meant to perfectly counter you. We'll have to just see if people catch on to the fact that you're using Fernheart, so be careful about playing this card over and over again. The next one we're going to look at is kind of a toss-up right here between Scargar and Aquatis. Look, when you play in a game where everybody gets Fury and you see how powerful the monsters get, well, now picture going against Fire Team, and every single time you hurt any of those guys, they're going to get faster and hit harder. It's just kind of ridiculous. The other thing is this helps out some of the slower cards on the team. Grum tends to go last, so now when you go ahead and start to kill Grum in the first round and you hit him, and he's going to get a lot faster and he's going to hit even harder, giving him a better chance to bloodlust. It's great to see a card to make Grum a little more useful, because to be honest, I don't think anybody ever plays him except for in reverse speed, and I feel like Scargor is meant to help that a little bit. Aquatis is pretty ridiculous because backfire on an entire team, say like a melee monsters only or lost magic match, just seems unfair. Water does have some very fast cards. The big combo that people are talking about is obviously Oceanus and Serpent of Eld, but like Demon Shark sped up a little bit with all that armor is very interesting as well. And then we're going to get into the Dragon Summoner. Obviously, I'm going to lead towards this one being the most powerful, because giving phase to cards that don't have phase that are already real fast is pretty ridiculous and makes their survivability kind of outrageous. I'm going to do an individual video on the cards that I believe are good with each one of these summoners. Maybe I'll try to cover 2 at a time to make them quick watches, and those will be coming out in the next week. So let's go ahead and talk about the promo card. The promo card is a dragon card. It is not a summoner. So that's kind of interesting, but it does have Tank Hill, Resurrect, and Return Fire. Obviously, summoners aren't on the board, so you wouldn't have a skill like Return Fire. And giving Resurrect to every monster on your team would probably be pretty broken, along with Tank Hill. But this is a healer that now can be played in the higher mana cost. This is very good. As we're getting into these higher mana matches, when a lot of people like to use Dragon, the highest healers on the board, you either have to go green, and then you have to go with the super slow healer in the Goblin Shaman, who's 6 cost, or you can use the Tortoise in Chief, who's 5 cost. But those are the most expensive healers in the game. Now we get a 7 cost healer in the game on the Dragon team that can combo into any other team. Now Tortoise in Chief could do that, but not a lot of people have that card, and he could only do that at the gold level and up, because he doesn't get his heal at the lower levels. It looks like, as this is the first skill on the card will always have Tank Heal. I actually haven't seen a level breakdown of this card, so there's a little bit of speculation there, but you could have a new healer that you can deploy in bronze, and it's just pretty amazing. One of the other things they mentioned, I'll get to now, that makes this card even better, is Matt and Aggie both agreed that it makes sense to increase the level cap in bronze, so you're not always playing 20 and 22 amount of matches. You'll be able to play those 60 matches too. They say basically if somebody's playing in bronze, they have no reason to even buy these expensive high level mana cards. And the other part of Riftwatchers is they said the other cards that are coming out in the set are going to be very high mana. That's the other thing that we don't know about judging all of these cards. We have to see if maybe because Death Team got the summoner with one of the more weaker abilities as people think, maybe those behemoths that they're getting are going to be really, really strong. Time will tell, but let's go ahead and talk about the other big news from the event. So we had the tower defense news come out. So the tower defense is going to be very interesting. It's being made by a company called Double Coconut. You can actually click here and go to their website. We'll do that really quick. And Double Coconut has built a lot of different games. So they talk up here about the crypto games that they're getting into, but look at all of these different mobile games that they've built and web games that they've built. These guys are game builders. They have done this before, and they have their own fan base that they'll be able to advertise to. Picture, you're playing one of these games and they goes, try our new tower defense game where you can win a little bit of money if you're good at it, and people might just click on it and play it. Now, it isn't going to be in the App Store right away, and it's mostly because of the fact that App Store games have restrictions on them when it comes to crypto games. But it is going to be mobile friendly, which means you should be able to play it on your phone just by saving a link. And I don't think most of the people who are into these kind of games where you can earn money is going to mind doing that. And it'll be fun to be able to play Splinterland type content on a phone. We found out the price for the packs are going to be $8, but $3 off if you give a voucher. That was one of the other things that pushed the vouchers up in price. Now, we don't know exactly when this is going to come out, but we did get a bit of a roadmap that around the end of this year, we're going to have our pack sale with a card marketplace. So that means pack sale and pack opening, and a closed beta launch with a deck builder and some gameplay. Then in Q1, rentals start up, card leveling starts up, and there's some synergy added into the game at that point. This is the other big news. You will be able to stake your Splinterlands cards into the game to go ahead and get more power to your towers. Picture an archer tower, stake a ranged card, and it gets extra attack. A relatively simple concept to understand. But would a brand new player playing a tower defense game that comes over from the Coconut team know how to get a Splinterlands card? That's where this marketplace is hopefully going to be integrated with the Splinterlands marketplace, so that they can come and they can look at the different archer cards, and hopefully it actually will just spread them out in a way that makes sense to the actual tower defense game. If mages help magic games, then you should be able to click on a page and look at all the mages. Same thing for archers or melee monsters, or maybe for some of the towers they give a speed boost. If you put a very, one of the monsters with swiftness in it, it makes that tower, make your monsters even a little bit faster, or makes your towers a little bit faster than they would be normally without that extra ability. Time will tell the synergies that they build into the game, but it's good to see, because more things to do with our cards leads to less cards. Less cards hopefully means to rising prices. There's going to be 25 power towers at launch, and they are going to be sellable by either using credits, the same credit system, or by using DEC. This is another thing that could help push DEC to peg, because when you come to buy an $8 pack right now, if DEC is sitting at 70 cents on the dollar, you can use a voucher to bring it down to $5, and then you could pay about $3.25 worth of DEC and get that pack. So if you want to get some of these packs, it's not a bad time to start stacking up some DEC, and just know that you need 5,000 DEC and one voucher for each pack you want to buy. The actual investment there is a lot less than the $8 that they're charging for these packs if you were to just come and pay cash for them. Hopefully they'll show that people can get that discount and have an easy way for them to buy DEC. Time will tell, though. It'll be one of those big things that we want to see with this game. They did explain that this is a PvE game and is not a PvP game, but is going to have a leaderboard system, and it's going to have a pressure luck kind of ability, i.e. I set up my towers, I start the level, I kill wave 1, you killed wave 1, you won 1 SPS. Would you like to risk it to win 2 SPS? Yeah, I killed 2. You've won 2 SPS. Would you like to risk it for a chance for 4? I kill 3, and eventually I get you've won 50 SPS. Would you like to risk it all to try to win 100? And then I hit that button and I die, and I lose it all. I get nothing. It's a very interesting idea, so it'll be kind of fun to see, and it might be a game that is kind of fun to mix into streaming, because how crazy would it be to have your crowd telling you to risk it all, risk it all, risk it all, and then you end up losing it and have that moment of frustration. Okay, that the tower defense, that's a real gist of what we have coming here. The closed beta is for anybody who buys 500 packs, the one that's mentioned here. So if you want to get in early and start to understand the game and how to win in it, then you'll have to purchase at least 500 packs. So we'll have to see how many people decide to go there. An extra benefit to those larger buyers to get into the game first. So that's something that's kind of interesting. On company updates, we got a little update that due to some technical issues, SPS rewards for licenses is on a bit of a delay, but they're trying to get it working as soon as possible. I won the Splinterlands TV clip of the week. That was pretty cool. I told a pretty heartfelt story on my stream 2 weeks ago that I got hacked for over $5,000 on Polygon. I have 40,000 lost into Celsius, not lost forever, but could be years before I get that money back, and it won't even be all of it. And so the other week when I won, 20,000 SPS, that felt really good. Splinterlands has always been this, returning great idea that I'm a part of this community. Let's see, was there anything else that we wanted to go over here? The rewards for the tower defense game, I almost forgot to say. There's a proposal in the system to go ahead and take 1 million SPS tokens that are supposed to be going to the not the development fund, to the team fund, and go ahead and give them to the Double Coconut team to be able to use as a rewards pool for the game. It's 1 million tokens a month, which is kind of interesting because theoretically they could build up a war chest that could last them longer if they're not actually giving them all out because not enough people are winning. So far, the yays have this one by a lot. 78 million to 7 million votes, and I did go ahead and vote yes because I figured having this play to earn game where you can stake your monsters is just good for the ecosystem, and if the team is willing to give up a piece of their pie to go ahead and fund it, why not let them do that? There is also this full post on the tower defense. I need to go through it, but oops, that's not the one. But, I think we got the gist of it. There's a little bit more detail here. So I'll have a link to the description if you want to know a little more. But I do believe I've covered all the main points. There is a trailer. We already went through that eye candy. There are some wallpapers that are pretty nice if you want to get them. And we got some concept art for the tower defense game. As you can see, it looks like it's going to be a pretty mobile-friendly game with heroes. This is a hero and towers. And a tower here, and then you have your monsters start coming to get you. Let's see. All right. And so now let's go ahead and talk about my last post. Now, this was over 11 days ago. I'm really sorry about that, everybody, but I did go ahead and pick a winner and send them their SPS. Blitz ended up winning. He got it yesterday. I can't do it live because I messed up and didn't record it yesterday. And just to end this video out, let's go ahead and take a look at the current marketplace and just see how the tokens are doing. So SPS hit 7 cents today. That's really exciting. I know it had been on an uptrend in the past few days. It probably has to do with people building up their stacks to get ready to go ahead and buy Riftwatchers. Dark energy crystals have actually declined a little bit. They had passed the 0.007. I think they even had made it up to 0.0078. Or like 7.5 or 7.6. They're down a little bit. That's actually good for you if you want to start building up DEC for the tower defense game. It's not, really starting to move quite yet. Vouchers are up at 98 cents. I saw they did pass up $1. I went ahead and sold a little bit at 82 cents. Oops, missed a little bit of the pump, but I didn't really sell them. I sold half to go into the liquidity pool, so that's okay. I'm enjoying the liquidity pools. The Splinterlands Chaos Legion packs have dipped back under $2 after going up above that. Probably has to do with the fact that Riftwatchers is coming and people are trying to get some extra funds together for that launch. Oh wow, the Archmage Access token is down to $37. That's actually pretty cheap. I did find out something about Archmage, so I'm going to be doing a little notation on that pretty soon, a little video. Lots of stuff planned to do, and licenses are up a little bit. Overall, I'd say it's kind of a mixed bag, but SPS is going up, and that's a token that we really want to see going up. Thanks everybody. I'll talk to you again soon, as the next town hall is just around the corner. And a little news that Matt dropped, he's going to be on the next one too, because they've got another big announcement. Let's go.